2 seconds here on, when you have a list, you make your list, right, and you go over your list. And Bob was on our first list. When we first got started, I was like, gosh, Sheasley would be so good at this. And what did he do? He goes, no. For 2 years. For 2 years, he was like, I'm not going to do that thing. Stop bringing it up. But, it just gives you life changes for people. All of a sudden, he became very open to it with his business life and so forth became available. Since he started, he's been 36 months in a row Performance Club from the very first month. So we knew it'd be good, and it turns out to be awesome.
Well, it really is true, and it's a great testament of pleasant persistence, and that's something that Mike teaches us, is pleasantly persistent over a long period of time, and it really was 2 years. And I was vehemently against it. I went to the first briefing to prove it was something that I didn't want to do. I sat in the back row, my arms were crossed, my legs were crossed, my eyes were crossed, I had garlic and crosses, and I was like, no. But I'm really glad I did, and if you've got people that that have said no just means maybe. It's really true. It's just not if but when. But I just wanted to say a couple of things, and I really appreciate it. Thank you for this. I was given 5 minutes to say a couple of words, so I'm going to make it really tight because I know we all need to get out of here. But I wanted to say, there's some people here, the unrecognized heroes. Is Mark Nelson still around? Is he here? Okay, Mark's gone, so I'll give him praise later. Jerusha, again, another example of, you guys have all heard her name? Okay. And it's true, it's teamwork does make a dreamer, because when I qualified last month, I had 16 personal sales. I had 35 organizational. So it wasn't entirely up to me if it was to be. But with Jerusha, she was resistant. It took her stages, and I actually almost gave up on her. I almost gave up on her once, So don't ever give up on people. Just be patient. Meet them where they are. Give 100% of yourself, and meet them halfway. Wherever they're willing to come, meet them halfway. She doesn't really need me anymore, which is brilliant. And she's brought her team here. She recruited Greg Melton, are you here? Greg, 6 months in a row, Performance Club. Yeah! Just got started. And he recruited a guy who recruited Dale. Dale is here. 3 months in a row, Performance Club. He's already got 10 points this month already. Okay, Ken Hart from Pennsylvania. And here's the thing. I recruited Jerusha through social media. Ken Hart through LinkedIn. My school, we went to school together. We didn't really know each other. We were a couple years apart. But Ken posted something on LinkedIn, said, I'm moving and looking for a new job opportunity. I said, hey, my company's growing, and I just did the process. My company's going here, take a look. He's in a market now where he's emerged as a leader. How many months in a row Performance Club now? 3 months in a row, just got started. Okay, and this is how the teamwork works. On Thursday night, February 28th, I was 4 counters short of qualifying. Ken went to a networking event and met 2 people that night. At 9 o'clock at night, sold 2 memberships. And the only reason is, it wasn't because I did anything special. It wasn't because I trained him or did anything. All I did was say, hey, Ken, here's a system. Plug into the noon call. Plug into the Wednesday call. Plug into the Sunday night call. So that's those guys. Steve Baker, everybody knows him. What you don't know is that Steve, he doesn't really have to help me. He doesn't really have to help Jack in Canada. But this guy gives so much of his time to everybody, so he really does deserve a lot of praise and love. Big love. Mark and Katie McDonald, always there, always ready for 3-way calls. Chip and Michelle Humphrey, very busy, but always available, always willing to give help. Kim and Mike and Steve, as busy as they are, Kim will do a 3-way call. And it's years ago when I first got started, when I reluctantly finally got involved, I reached out to Mike one day, and he was Mike Amelia, and you hear him on the calls, and you know, and you listen to all that, and you go, wow, this guy is amazing, and he's a $500,000 reader, all that stuff. But, you know, I called Mike one day, and I was a little intimidated. You know, I was intimidated because he was this big guy and everything. And I said, hey, Mike, what would you do if you were in my shoes now? You know, and I explained what my situation, my life was. What would you do if you were in my situation? And you know, and he took his time, and through that one phone call, we have become truly, I think, brothers, and we play music together, and I consider him, you know, part of my family. Sixth brother, behind Jim. The wicked bad stepbrother. All right, I should make sure I don't miss anything here. Okay, and then other guys like Danny, you know, Danny Bullen and Bill Geithner, guys that not necessarily that we're tied to. It really is a great culture of helping people. So I had this quick idea, and I wanted to share it. So there's four, I don't know if you can see it, but there's four blocks here. And so the trip to ED, it wasn't get rich quick overnight and all that, like Mike says. It was always a 3 to 5 year plan. A 3 to 5 year plan, that's the way I looked at it. February of this year was my 3rd year consecutively on the Performance Club. And so the Performance Club was the foundation. It took me 3 years. Some people do it a lot faster. Some people get the $100,000 ring. But I hit executive director literally February, which was 36 months exactly. And the foundation was, this is the first block was Performance Club. And then I got to move over here by building a team and creating that foundation of Power 20. Power 20 laid the foundation. I started to develop a team now that I can count on. So Power 20, and then here's Executive Director. And so now this is the next step. And I'll be frank with you, last month I missed. I qualified in February, but I missed. I'm short, but I know that, you know, all you guys have said, that's the way it goes, that's the way it happens. I'm not going to quit, I didn't get sad, I didn't get bummed out. It was Easter Sunday, and I was buggering people on Easter Sunday, you know. But, so this is the next step in the journey. And then, what's over here? Wow! All right, so, thank you very much, I appreciate it, love you guys.